What if I told you there's a 2-week window every December where you get peak season weather, shoulder season prices, and half the crowds? That window is open right now in South Asia, and most travelers completely miss it. I'm talking Rajasthan, Kerala, Sri Lanka, 3 of the most incredible destinations on the planet, all hitting their stride at the exact same time. The monsoons have cleared out. The landscapes are impossibly green. The temperatures are perfect. And the Christmas rush? Well, it hasn't arrived yet. This is the savvy traveler's moment. Let me show you why. Let's start with Rajasthan, because honestly, December here is something special. The light changes. I know that sounds like something a photographer would say, but stick with me. That harsh summer glare that washes everything out, gone. What you get instead is this warm, golden, almost honey-colored light that makes every sandstone palace look like it's glowing from the inside. Mornings in Jaipur start around 8 degrees Celsius, crisp, clear, sweater weather. By midday, you're in the low 20s. That's perfect exploring temperature. You can actually enjoy climbing around Amber Fort without melting. You can wander through the bazaars without desperately searching for shade every 10 minutes. And those bazaars? In early December, you can actually move through them. The narrow lanes stacked with block-printed textiles, the silver jewelry catching the light, those incredible spice pyramids in burnt orange and turmeric yellow. You experience all of it without fighting through tour group gridlock. Jodhpur is even better. The Blue City, right? Those indigo-painted buildings tumbling down the hillside beneath Mehrangarh Fort. In January, every lane has someone with a camera trying to get that shot. In early December, you might have entire streets to yourself. And Udaipur, the lake palaces just floating there like white marble dreams. December skies are clear enough that you actually see the Aravalli Hills in the background. That haze that obscures everything in warmer months? Lifted. So here's what you actually need to know about Rajasthan in December. You can expect about 8 hours of sunshine every day. Rainfall? Well, maybe 3 millimeters for the entire month, if that. But, and this is important, make sure you pack layers. The desert gets cold once that sun sets. Like really cold. Those romantic rooftop dinners overlooking illuminated palaces? Yeah, you'll definitely want a jacket for those evenings. Here's a pro tip: heritage hotels and palace properties that usually book solid in January often still have availability right now. Some are even running shoulder season rates, which is pretty sweet. But that all changes mid-month when everything shifts to peak pricing. If desert camping is on your list, honestly, this is the perfect time. The Thar Desert goes from brutal to beautiful. Nights are cold enough that campfires actually make sense. You'll be huddled around the flames, wrapped in blankets, just watching a sky so packed with stars you kind of forget that kind of darkness even exists. The Milky Way just splashed overhead, no light pollution for miles. Now let's talk Kerala, because it's a completely different experience but equally dialed in for December. If Rajasthan is all forts and desert drama, Kerala is backwaters, spice plantations, and this incredibly lush tropical energy. The monsoon just finished recharging everything. The waterways are full, the vegetation is explosively green, and the humidity that makes summer here absolutely brutal, it's dropped to something manageable. December temperatures run about 23 to 30 degrees, depending on whether you're at the coast or up in the hill stations. You can actually do that sunrise yoga session without immediately needing another shower. The houseboats are the thing here. These converted rice barges with curved bamboo canopies and teak decks worn smooth by decades of bare feet. They drift through this network of canals and lagoons, past villages where women in bright saris wash clothes at stone steps, where kids wave from narrow footbridges, where the smell of fish curry drifts from waterside kitchens. In early December, you're booking these without the January competition. Operators have availability. Some are offering early season rates. And evenings on the water, oil lamps flickering on still canals, distant temple drums, stars appearing one by one through the palm canopy. Here's the deal with Kerala: it rewards slow travel. This isn't a checklist destination. It's a place where you drift, literally and figuratively. If you're the type who needs to see 12 things before lunch, maybe recalibrate expectations. If you want to actually decompress, Kerala in December delivers. Kerala in December. The hill stations are worth the detour too, Munnar especially. You go from tropical coast to cool mountain air in just a few hours. Mist-wrapped tea plantations carpet entire hillsides in these perfect manicured rows. Temperatures drop into the high teens. December's clear conditions mean you actually see those views instead of just watching clouds roll through the valleys. One more thing, Kerala has significant Christian communities, so Christmas here has this unique local flavor. It's not just another destination with holiday decorations. There's genuine celebration blending Kerala traditions with Christmas festivities. All right, Sri Lanka, this one's interesting because it breaks the simple good season, bad season logic. So, Sri Lanka actually has two monsoon systems that hit different coasts at different times. I know it sounds a bit complicated, but here's what it means for travelers. There's almost always somewhere on the island with, great weather. If you're wondering about December specifically, well, the southwest coast is just waking up. After months of monsoon, the beaches from Gal down to Tangale are really coming back to life. The seas are calming down, making it perfect for relaxing or exploring. The colonial architecture of Gala Fort is literally gleaming after the rains. And honestly, one of the region's most spectacular wildlife experiences is just hitting its peak. Blue whales, off the southern coast near Marissa. Pretty incredible, right? These aren't gray whales doing coastal migrations. These are blue whales, the largest animals that have ever existed on Earth. Their mottled blue-gray backs break the surface like slow-motion submarines. Their exhalations are visible for miles, these misty columns against the morning sky. December catches the season opening before word has fully spread and boats have filled. You might share your sighting with a handful of other vessels rather than a flotilla. The cultural triangle inland, Sigiriya, the ancient cities, the historical heart of Sri Lanka, that's all accessible with comfortable temperatures and manageable humidity. Here's the practical reality. Sri Lanka's west and south coasts run about 27 to 30 degrees in December with increasingly dry conditions as the month progresses. The beach towns are transitioning from monsoon quiet to early season energy. It's honestly a good time to lock in quality accommodation before the January surge. And because Sri Lanka is compact, if weather doesn't cooperate somewhere, you just relocate. A 2 to 3 hour drive shifts you between climate zones. That makes the island incredibly forgiving for travelers who hit an unexpected wet day. Let's talk value, because this is where shoulder season actually matters. So, here's the deal. Early December travel to South Asia usually runs about 15 to 25% below those peak holiday prices for accommodation. And flights, yeah, they haven't hit that crazy December 15th to January 5th premium just yet. Heritage hotels in Rajasthan, the ones that charge top dollar at Christmas, well, they've got early December availability with way better rates. Kerala houseboats aren't fully booked either, and Sri Lankan beach properties are still pricing pretty competitively. But, the whole calculation totally flips by mid-month. By December 15th, everything is in full-on peak season mode. Prices jump, availability tightens up, and that shoulder season window, yeah, it closes. So, if you're looking to really optimize for value, aim for December 1st through 12th, that's honestly the sweet spot. Domestic logistics work better too. Trains and internal flights that usually need advance booking during peak times often have day-before availability in early December. The infrastructure just isn't strained yet. So, who is this trip actually for? Photographers find December conditions nearly ideal. There's better light than in summer, more cooperative weather, and way fewer crowds. That shot of the Taj Mahal at sunrise without like 50 tourists in the frame, it's honestly much more achievable. Couples looking for romance discover that the intimate heritage properties and boutique hotels actually have availability now. That lakeside suite in Udaipur or candlelit dinner on a Kerala houseboat, easier to arrange before peak season descends. Experienced travelers who've learned to read seasonal patterns recognize this window. They know that peak season weather at shoulder season prices is genuine value. And anyone seeking cultural immersion finds that early December offers more authentic encounters. Local life proceeds without the constant overlay of tour groups that characterizes January and February. So if you're planning this, here's the GNOME-approved approach. Book accommodation first. The heritage properties, quality houseboats, and those boutique stays in Gala, they book up faster than flights as conditions improve. Early December inventory just won't last. Build flexibility into your itinerary. Weather's generally excellent, but South Asia can definitely surprise you. Having a day or two of buffer lets you adjust without any stress. Layer your packing. You see, December mornings and evenings in Rajasthan, well, they really do need some warmth. But then the days heat up, and you'll find yourself swinging from a cozy sweater to a light t-shirt and back again. It's all about being prepared for those temperature swings. Now consider combinations. South Asia's geography, it's quite something, isn't it? It allows for some pretty ambitious multi-region trips. Imagine going from Rajasthan into Kerala, covering dramatically different landscapes. And let's not forget Sri Lanka. It can stand alone or be combined with South India. December's manageable weather across the region really makes it all feasible. And don't forget to lock in those limited availability experiences early. Things like blue whale watching, staying at specific heritage properties, or even those cooking classes with capacity limits. They tend to book up, regardless of the season, so it's best to plan ahead. Look, peak season exists for a reason. The weather in January and February is excellent, but you're paying premium prices, fighting larger crowds, and competing for every booking. Early December gives you nearly everything peak season offers, often with better light, definitely with fewer people, and at prices that haven't peaked yet. The window's narrow, maybe 2 weeks, but for travelers willing to time it right, South Asia in early December is one of the smartest moves on the calendar. The Smart Traveler's window is open. Question is whether you